Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. As we continue to see our Cowboys work hard to improve and deliver better results on the field, we've got some important news to break down today. But before we dive into it, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any updates. Now, let's get into the latest news. The Dallas Cowboys are facing a tough stretch as they prepare for their Week 5 showdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the injury report isn't looking promising. Just as we're dealing with the absence of defensive ends DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, news broke that our starting wide receiver Brandon Cooks will also be missing this critical game. Cooks developed a knee infection after receiving injections for an injury sustained during our Week 4 victory over the New York Giants. Due to this setback, Cooks has officially been ruled out of the game against the Steelers, and he might be out for an extended period. According to reports, he could be sidelined for at least 1 week, but it might take up to 3 weeks for him to fully recover. Brandon Cooks' absence is a significant blow to the Cowboys' offensive unit. As one of our starting wide receivers alongside CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert, Cooks' experience and speed have been crucial, especially for spreading the field and giving Dak Prescott more options downfield. In 2024, Cooks has managed 9 receptions for 91 yards and 1 touchdown. Certainly not his most explosive numbers, but his ability to stretch defenses has been vital for this team. Now, the Cowboys will have to look to Cavani Turpin and Jalen Brooks to fill the void. Turpin is an exciting player who had 3 touchdowns last year and has already shown his playmaking abilities this season with a punt return for a touchdown in Week 1. Jalen Brooks and rookie Ryan Flournoy could also see more snaps, especially with the limited receiving core. Flournoy, though yet to play this season, had an impressive college career and could be a wild card in the upcoming games. While the offense is scrambling to adjust, there's a glimmer of good news for the defense. Rookie cornerback Kalen Carson, who missed last week's game, is expected to return to action against the Steelers. His presence in the secondary will be a welcome boost, especially with Parsons and Lawrence sidelined. Switching gears, there's been a lot of speculation about the Cowboys making a big move for Devante Adams, who has expressed his desire to leave the Las Vegas Raiders. Rumors have swirled, suggesting the Cowboys and New York Jets are monitoring Adams' situation closely. However, Coach Mike McCarthy recently addressed these rumors, making it clear that Dallas has not shown any concrete interest in pursuing Adams. McCarthy, who previously coached Adams during his time with the Green Bay Packers, expressed admiration for his former player, but didn't suggest that any deal was in the works. "I have a tremendous amount of love and respect for Devante," McCarthy said, "but we're very confident in our current group of receivers." McCarthy's comments indicate that while the idea of adding a player like Adams might be intriguing, the Cowboys feel comfortable with their current roster. The team already has a strong receiving group with Lamb, Cooks when healthy, and Turpin. Adding Adams could be a game changer. But with Jerry Jones controlling the purse strings and Adams' high salary, it's not a move we're likely to see. So, where does this leave the Cowboys? Injuries are stacking up, and the team's depth will be tested. Losing Cooks, Parsons, and Lawrence in the same week is a tough blow, but this is where the depth chart comes into play. Younger players like Turpin, Brooks, and Flournoy will need to step up, and the defense will have to rely on fresh faces like Kalen Carson. On the offensive side, Dak Prescott and Tony Pollard will need to carry more of the load, and it will be interesting to see how offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer adjusts the game plan to compensate for the loss of Cooks. If Turpin can continue to showcase his playmaking abilities and Lamb continues to dominate, the Cowboys' offense can still be dangerous, but it won't be easy against a solid Steelers defense. This Sunday, the Cowboys face the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if you're hoping for a resurgence in our ground game, this might not be the week for it. Unfortunately, Dallas has started this season as one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to running the ball, and we're about to go head-to-head with one of the stingiest run defenses in the NFL. Yeah, it doesn't look great on paper. Pittsburgh's defense? They've been shutting down the run left and right, week after week. They rank in the top 10 in almost every run defense category, whether it's runs up the middle, inside the tackles, or outside, the Steelers are locking it down. They're ranked first in stopping inside runs, second in defending runs within the tackles, and they're even top 6 when it comes to defending those runs around the edges. It's not just good, it's elite. And when you look at our running game right now, we're struggling to get anything going on the ground. So, what can we expect this Sunday? Unfortunately, this is not the week where our running game suddenly takes off. Our O-line, which has had its share of injuries and issues, will face one of the most aggressive defensive fronts in the league. Combine that with Pittsburgh's defensive efficiency, and it's going to be tough sledding for our backs. Now, we know what you're thinking. Can't we at least stop their run game? Well, in theory, maybe. The Steelers aren't lighting it up on the ground either. Their rushing attack has had its struggles. But here's where it gets tricky. The Cowboys' defense will be missing key pieces, and that changes everything. DeMarcus Lawrence is out, and Micah Parsons, our defensive cornerstone, will also be missing in action. That's a huge blow, especially when you're going up against a physical team like Pittsburgh. Without those key defenders, we're left vulnerable in the trenches, and that could spell trouble even against a mediocre Steelers running game. So, what's the strategy here? It's looking like we'll have to rely heavily on our passing game again, and I know, it hasn't exactly been fireworks through the air either. Dak and the receivers just haven't clicked the way we need them to. And to make matters worse, Brandon Cooks, one of our key wideouts, is out this week. Even though Cooks has had a slow start, he's still a valuable weapon we'll miss. Without him, it puts even more pressure on C.D. Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Jake Ferguson to step up and make some plays. Can Dak find his rhythm and lead the team to victory through the air? That's the big question. Our offense has the talent, but it's been inconsistent. We're going to need a clean game from Dak, no turnovers, and better route execution from the wide receivers. That's the only way we can hope to outscore Pittsburgh, because winning the ground battle just isn't realistic this week. To wrap it up, Cowboys fans, this game against the Steelers is going to be a dogfight. We're facing one of the league's best defenses at a time when our own run game is struggling, and we're missing key defensive playmakers. It's a tall order, but this is the NFL. Anything can happen, right? All right, Cowboys fans, now it's your turn. What do you think of Brandon Cook's absence this week? Do you think Cavani Turpin and Jalen Brooks can step up? And what about the possibility of adding Devante Adams? Should the Cowboys make a move? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more Cowboys news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Cowboys.